what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time we're going to be talking about the next Transformers Age of the Primes 2-pack of Dinobots based on G2 colors, but it's going to be a little different. So, we had the 2-pack of the Slug and the Snarl, and one was dark green, one was dark red. Those are based on the decos that were actually released in G2, and that's supposed to pair well with the G2 Grimlock in dark blue that released as well for Age of the Primes. But this one is doing something a little bit differently. For the Swoop and the Sludge, they're actually based on the concept art for some of the pitched G2 decos that were kind of conceived, but they actually never saw the light of day. That's actually where we got in Legacy Evolution, the leader class Grimlock that was bright yellow with the tattoos on it, or the striping. So that's more meant to pair well with that, but you could still get the 5 set of G2 adjacent decos for the Dinobots now, because they have 5 different versions of the characters. So anyways, I wanted to take a look at the box for a quick sec, because I love how they're doing the colors. You know, with the Selects packaging in the past, obviously it was just a black trim of the character. Now they're adding a little more color and a little more vibrancy, but it really shows that the colors that they're portraying here are going to show off what characters are going to be included. Because you have Swoop with the bright green, and you have Sludge with the bright orange. And if I had to make a comparison, I actually built these today again, but the new Irama from Bionicle, it kind of reminds me of those, especially when they got the blue eyes, because they both have blue. It seems like Sludge has a much deeper, darker blue compared to Swoop, but Swoop also has 2 different tones. Still, it looks a little different to that. I'm not a big fan of Swoop's head, because it's all entirely bright green. I feel like there needs to be some sort of color, maybe some silver on the beak, to kind of change it up, or even at the fin. It's just a little too much of just one thing, but I do love the bright green wings. I even like the swords on the side, because you get the accents of red with the Autobot symbols. He's got multiple Autobot symbols. And for the Sludge figure, his deco actually kind of reminds me of the Transformers Armada Laserbeak, the one that transformed into the little camera or the little blaster. And I also love that he's got a gold bottom jaw. Like, that's something that had to be attached to him. Like, he got an upgraded bottom jaw just because he likes to chomp on things. So I think that's cool. I even don't mind that his torso splits off between the silver and the orange. I think that's actually a nice breakup. And I also like the silver dishes on the side of the limbs. Anyways, taking a look at the robot modes for each of them. So if you really wanted to skid some Mudflap, I guess this is the closest you're going to get for right now. But again, I do like the blue accents. Now, the Sludge figure doesn't seem to have any changes for the mold, but the Swoop does, because the Swoop has a different visor and then also different sculpting for the mouth, because you can see that the bottom jaw is outlined. One thing that I'm not a huge fan of on the Swoop again is something to do with the deco. Surprisingly enough, it's the blasters, because they're just too similar to the original release. It's silver with the black trim at the barrel, and then the gold. That's from the original toy, but that's really a nitpick, because technically all the other weapons are, you know, the same colors as they were. Actually, I think, let's see, because I got the figure here. Yeah, Sludge is actually different because it doesn't have the gold on it. There's the Sludge, by the way, and there's the Swoop. I wonder if we're ever going to get a red Swoop down the road. I could see them doing that in Selects, but anyways, especially with the new head sculpt, I would like to see that. But yeah, what's my opinions, what's my thoughts, and am I going to get it? I do like the fact that they've actually concluded with the G2 decos, even though they're technically not in a line with each other, because you've got the released and unreleased ones, and you have a Grimlock for both teams. At least you get a version of Swoop, Snarl, Sludge, blah blah blah. So I do like that, and I don't mind the bright colors of especially Swoop, and the Sludge I'm kind of growing into, but it's not something that I feel I have to get. I have the SS-86 crew, and I love them so much. I love the leader class Dinobots, but at the current moment, I don't have any of the G2 decos. I would love to get that yellow Grimlock, but it's not something that I have to jump on the chance to get. So what do you guys think? Comment below, let me know. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads, and I will see you guys next time.